Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to Annie Voice. Ravi and Ananya had always dreamed of finding the right life partner, though their journey toward marriage had been guided largely by family decisions. Both were modern-minded, educated, and had their own perspectives on life, yet tradition bound them to a path that neither fully controlled. Their families, however, had been careful, ensuring that they spent time talking, sharing hobbies, and understanding each other's aspirations before the wedding day. The wedding itself was a grand affair. Every corner of the house was adorned with flowers and lights, fragrant garlands hung from every doorway, and the sound of laughter and music filled the air. Relatives had traveled from far and wide, bringing with them the joy, gossip, and chaos that only weddings can generate. Ravi and Ananya moved through the ceremonies, offering polite smiles, performing rituals, and absorbing the significance of each step. Despite the grand celebrations, neither of them could ignore the undercurrent of nervous anticipation as the evening approached the final ritual. The first night, the night that symbolized their new life together, loomed ahead, and both felt a mixture of excitement, curiosity, and quiet anxiety. Finally, after countless photos, blessings, and feasts, the couple was led to their wedding room. It was beautifully decorated. Soft lights, rose petals scattered on the bed, and the gentle aroma of incense and scented candles filling the room. A large window framed the full moon, its silver light spilling softly across the room. Ravi and Ananya stood by the doorway for a few moments, taking in the ambiance, feeling the weight of the night ahead. Ananya, ever the observant one, noticed Ravi's hands were slightly trembling, though he tried to hide it. She smiled gently, trying to ease her own nerves at the same time. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" she said softly, gesturing toward the room. "Yes," Ravi replied, his voice calm but betraying a hint of unease. "It's perfect." A silence followed, heavy and contemplative. Both of them were aware that this night, often romanticized by stories and films, was also a test of comfort, understanding, and patience. Rather than rushing into expectations, Ananya decided to break the silence. "Ravi," she began carefully, "I know this night can feel overwhelming, but I want you to know something important. I'm not expecting everything to be perfect. I just want us to understand each other." Little by little, Ravi looked at her, surprised by her calmness. He took a deep breath and admitted something he had been fearing for a long time. I'm scared. Scared that I might not be a good husband, that I might disappoint you." Ananya's smile widened, not in judgment but in reassurance. She reached out and gently held his hand. "Ravi, no one is perfect. Marriage isn't about being perfect. It's about honesty, patience, and respect. If we start with those, everything else will follow naturally." This simple exchange shifted the atmosphere of the room. Ravi felt his tension melt slightly. They decided to spend time talking, sharing stories instead of succumbing to the pressure of expectations. Ananya spoke first. "You know, when I was a little girl, I used to dream of this night. But my dreams were never about flowers or fancy dresses. I imagined a night where I could just feel safe, feel understood." Ravi nodded, listening intently. "That's exactly how I feel. I was worried about doing the right thing, saying the right words, but mostly, I just want us to be honest with each other." For hours they talked. They shared childhood memories, embarrassing moments, their favorite books, dreams for the future, and fears that they had never voiced to anyone else. Ananya laughed at some of Ravi's stories of mischief at school, and Ravi admired her courage in recounting her own moments of vulnerability. Every laugh, every shared memory, every honest word brought them closer together. They discovered that intimacy wasn't just physical, it was emotional, mental, and spiritual. By midnight, the nervousness of the first night had completely transformed into a profound sense of connection. They realized that being a married couple wasn't about performing rituals or fulfilling societal expectations. It was about forming a bond where they could trust and lean on each other. At one point, Ravi spoke softly, almost whispering, "Ananya, I feel like I've known you forever. I feel safe with you." Ananya's eyes glistened. "I feel the same, Ravi. I think that's what matters the most. We're not just husband and wife, we're partners now, partners for life." The room, once filled with apprehension, now radiated warmth. They didn't need grand gestures or dramatic moments. The simplicity of their honesty and understanding was more powerful than any fairy tale. They held hands, shared quiet stories, and even prayed together for their future, acknowledging that love, respect, and communication would be the foundation of their life together. As the night deepened, they reflected on the lessons of their first hours as a married couple. They realized that marriage was not about magic, but about effort. It was not about perfection, but about growth together. It was not about instant romance, but about building a deep, enduring connection that could withstand challenges. By the time they finally rested, the moon had moved across the sky, casting a silver glow over the room. They slept not as strangers brought together by family decisions, but as companions who had begun a journey from heart to heart. That night, Ravi and Ananya learned the most valuable lesson of all. The true essence of marriage is understanding, respect, patience, and love nurtured through honesty. In the years to come, whenever they faced difficulties, they remembered the first night, not as a night of pressure or expectations, but as the beginning of a lifelong journey of trust and connection. The lessons of that night guided them through misunderstandings, joys, sorrows, and celebrations, always reminding them that their bond was built on the solid foundation of mutual respect and heartfelt communication. The first night of marriage is not about rituals, appearances, or expectations. It is about the journey from heart to heart, where honesty, understanding, patience, and love become the true pillars of a lifelong partnership,